up on how to make this cute Christmas crochet doily. I needed something for my dining room table to put under some decorative items like trees and things like that. And so I thought that this would be a great opportunity to design a little doily. I designed this crochet doily for Christmas, but you could make it for whatever you wanted. You can customize your doily. I used scrap yarn for this one right here. And as you can see, it made it a little bit smaller. It was a thinner weight yarn, so it made the doily a little smaller. And you can customize yours as well, whether you want to use a smaller weight yarn or smaller hook size. You can also do less rounds of the doily. There's several options with customization. I'm really excited with how this cute crochet doily turned out, and I hope you guys love the tutorial. Let's go ahead and get started. The materials that I used for this project, I used a 3.75mm crochet hook, and I used this crochet thread type or ribbon yarn, and it's actually from Marshall's. My mother-in-law got it for me as a gift, and it's so cute. It's the brand Aspen. You might even be able to find it at Marshall's still. I did see it at the Marshall's that was closest to us. I've never heard of it before, but it worked really well for this project, and there are 315 yards here, so I had quite a bit left over after making this doily, but I just thought it was perfect and festive and so cute for this project. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using a different yarn just so that you guys can see it a little bit better. I think it'd be hard to see it with the red and white stripe. We're going to be using this Paint Box Cotton Aran yarn. This is the color Slate Green. It's such a pretty kind of teal green color, and I will link this down below. I don't think that I can link this, but I will double check and see if I can find this anywhere, like on Amazon or anything. To get started, go ahead and make a slip knot, and you're going to be chaining 4. Now I'll put the written instructions here on the screen for you, so you can follow along that way too if you would like. So we have chained 4 here, and we're going to join to form a circle. So just join with a slip stitch there to form a circle. For round 1, we're going to go ahead and chain 3. This is going to count as a double crochet. And in the circle, we're going to make 2 double crochet. Chain 2, 3 double crochet, and chain 2. We're going to be doing that twice, so go ahead and do 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then chain 2. That's one time. We're going to do it one more time. And now we're going to be joining this round in the top of the chain 3 here. 1, 2, 3 with a slip stitch. That will give you a total of 9 double crochet at the end of this round. Let's just make sure. We've got our chain 3 that counts as a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're now ready for round 2, and we're going to be chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be making a slip stitch in the next double crochet, so right here. And make a slip stitch. And that is going to be forming a little loop here, as you can see. And then we repeat that one more time, so chain 4 and slip stitch in the next double crochet, so it's right next to it. Now you've got 2 loops here. In this chain 2 space here, we're going to be making a puff stitch. If you've never done a puff stitch before, I will take you through the process. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 2 space, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Now you're not going to pull through these 3 loops on your hook, but you're going to do it again. You're going to be repeating those steps for a total of 5 times. So that's 1, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 3. So we'll do 2 more. 4 and 5. And now you should have 11 loops on your hook. So let's just count and double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now we are going to yarn over and pull through all 11 loops on your hook. Just make sure you don't drop your yarn. Now we are going to be making a chain 1. And as you can see, you have a cute little puff stitch right here. Next, we are going to make a slip stitch in the next double crochet. You may have to shift the puff stitch over just slightly to make sure you can see that double crochet. Go ahead and make a slip stitch in that double crochet. And then we are going to be repeating those steps 2 more times. So you're going to chain 4, slip stitch in the next double crochet to form a loop, chain 4, slip stitch in the next double crochet to form a loop, make a puff stitch in this chain 2 space, after you've made a chain 1, go ahead and slip stitch in that next double crochet. And you're going to be repeating those steps 1 more time. Once you have reached your final slip stitch, we are going to be making that slip stitch in the base of this chain 4 right here. So the first chain 4, go ahead and make a slip stitch in there to finish your round. For round 3, we are going to make a slip stitch in this chain 4 space here. Next, we're going to chain 4, and this counts as a treble crochet. We're going to make 2 more treble crochet in that same chain 4 space. So 1 and 2. So that's a total of 3 treble crochet counting your chain 4. We're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make 3 treble crochet in this next chain 4 space. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 4 again. So we're going to repeat those steps 4 more times. So you've got 4 more loops here, as you can see, and there are going to be 3 treble crochet in each of these with a chain 4 in between. So let's go ahead and finish out the round. Once you've completed all of those, we are going to join with a slip stitch in the top of chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just join with a slip stitch here. You can see it's starting to take shape and look really cute. Now we're ready for round 4. For round 4, we are going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Form a loop by making a slip stitch here in the first chain of the chain 4 space. So that's going to be right after that treble crochet there. We're going to make a puff stitch in the chain 4 space. Chain 2, 1, 2, and make a slip stitch in the next treble. So right here, you may have to adjust your puff stitch just a little bit. Go ahead and make a slip stitch. Then we're going to repeat those steps 5 more times. So we will chain 6, join with a slip stitch in the first chain of the chain 4 space. We've got our little loop here. We're going to make a puff stitch in this chain 4 space. Sometimes you have to adjust your loops a little bit just to make sure they're not overlapping and they're nice and straight and right next to each other. So chain 2 and then slip stitch here in this first treble crochet. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the round with 4 more. Go ahead and make a slip stitch to finish off your round in the base of that chain 6. For round 5, we are going to make a slip stitch in this chain 6 space here. 5 double crochet in this same chain 6 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the top of the puff stitch right here. And then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to repeat those steps 5 more times. So 5 double crochet in this chain 6 space here. Chain 3, double crochet in the top of this puff stitch, chain 3. So go ahead and continue on 4 more times and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. And once you've reached the end of the round, we are going to join with a slip stitch in the first double crochet. For round 6, go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to form loop with the slip stitch in the third of the 5th double crochet. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be making a slip stitch in the third double crochet here. And that will form our loop. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to form another loop with a slip stitch in the 5th double crochet. So here was the 3rd, we've got 4th and 5th. Go ahead and join with a slip stitch to form the loop in that 5th double crochet. Go ahead and chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to be forming another loop by placing a slip stitch in the top of the next double crochet. So that is the double crochet that's right above the puff stitch. So go ahead and form a loop with a slip stitch. Chain 5. Form another loop by placing a slip stitch in the first of the 5 double crochet here. Go ahead and slip stitch. And then we're going to repeat those steps 5 more times. So chain 5. Form a loop by making a slip stitch in the 3rd double crochet. Chain 5. Form another loop by placing a slip stitch in the 5th double crochet from that group. Chain 5. Form another loop by placing a slip stitch in this next double crochet, the one over the puff stitch. chain 5, form another loop by placing a slip stitch in this first double crochet of the group. And you'll continue on 4 more times since we just did that one, and you should have 24 loops at the end of your round, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. We've reached the end of our round 6 here, and we should have 24 loops. Let's just double check to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then this will be our 24th. And we will end with the slip stitch in the base of our chain 5 here. To start round 7, we're going to go ahead and make a slip stitch in this chain 5 space here, so this loop. Go ahead and make a slip stitch. We're also going to make a puff stitch in this same chain 5 space. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to be working in the next 3 loops. So 1, 2, 3, we're going to repeat these same steps for each of these next 3 loops here. We're going to make 3 double crochet, chain 2 in each of these chain 5 spaces, the next 3. So go ahead and make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2, and 3 double crochet here in this next chain 5 space. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and chain 2. We're going to make a puff stitch in this next chain 5 space. Chain 3. And again, in the next 3 chain 5 spaces, we are going to be making 3 double crochet and a chain 2 in each. And we're going to repeat those steps another 4 times. So a puff stitch in the next chain 5 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the next chain 5 space, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 2. We're going to do that 4 more times, and I will meet you at the end. To reach the end of your round 7, we're going to go ahead and join with the slip stitch in the second chain on top of your puff stitch. So not this first one, but this second one right here. Go ahead and join with the slip stitch. To get started with round 8, we're going to make a slip stitch in this chain 2 space here. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. This will count as your first treble crochet. We're going to make a treble crochet in the next chain 2 space. And as you can see, it forms kind of a triangle here over these 3 double crochet. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to make a treble crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to make a treble crochet in each of the next 2 chain 2 spaces. So we're going to form that triangle again over these 3 double crochet. So there's one, and then another one here. Chain 2. We're going to make 3 treble crochet in the top of this puff stitch right here. So 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. Go ahead and make a treble crochet in each of the next chain 2 spaces. One, and 2, chain 2. Make a treble crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. Two and 3, chain 2, make a treble crochet in each of the next chain 2 spaces. One in this chain 2 space and then one in this chain 2 space. Chain 2, and you're going to make 3 treble crochet in the top of this puff stitch. One, 2, and 3. Chain 2. We're going to repeat those same steps 4 more times. So you'll make a treble crochet in each of these chain 2 spaces, chain 2, treble crochet in each of these 3 double crochet, chain 2, treble crochet in each of these chain 2 spaces, chain 2, and 3 treble crochet in the top of your puff stitch and a chain 2. We're going to repeat those steps 4 more times and I'll meet you at the end. So after you've made your last 3 treble crochet in the top of your puff stitch and your chain 2, we're going to join it with a slip stitch in this second treble here. So it's the point of this little triangle. After the chain 3, it's this second treble. Go ahead and join with a slip stitch. For round 9, we're going to slip stitch in this chain 2 space here. And we're going to make a puff stitch in this same chain 2 space. Chain 1. We're going to be making a double crochet in each of the next 3 treble crochet. You may have to move your puff stitch over slightly just to see that treble crochet. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to make a puff stitch in the next chain 2 space. Chain 1. And we're going to make 3 double crochet in the top of this triangle. So that would be the second treble crochet. It's the little point here at the top of the triangle. 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3 in that same space. We're going to make a puff stitch in this next chain 2 space. Chain 1, double crochet in each of the next 3 treble crochet, puff stitch in this next chain 2 space, chain 1, and 3 double crochet in the point of this triangle here, this second treble crochet. And we're going to repeat those steps 10 more times. Puff stitch in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in each of the next 3 treble crochet, puff stitch in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, and 3 double crochet in the point of the triangle, which is the second treble crochet right here. And I'll meet you back at the end. And once you have completed your final 3 double crochet in the point of the triangle, this second treble crochet here, you're going to end with a slip stitch in the top of this puff stitch right here. For round 10, we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to be forming a loop by making a slip stitch in the top of this next puff stitch. So go ahead and make a slip stitch. And as you can see, you have a loop here that is formed. You're going to repeat those steps all the way around, chain 7 and join in the top of the next puff stitch all the way around, and you should have 24 loops at the end of your round 10. I will meet you back at the end of the round. We are on our last loop of round 10 and we should have 24 loops at the end. So let's go ahead and finish with a slip stitch in the top of this first puff stitch here. So we'll join our last loop. For round 11, go ahead and make a slip stitch in this first chain 7 space here. Go ahead and make a slip stitch. We're going to make a puff stitch in this same chain 7 space. Chain 2. In this next chain 7 space, we're going to make 3 double crochet, a chain 1, and 3 more double crochet. So that's going to be all in this chain 7 space here. Let's go ahead and make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. We're going to make a puff stitch in the next chain 7 space. Chain 2. In this next chain 7 space, we're going to make, again, 3 double crochet, a chain 1, and another 3 double crochet. Chain 2. And we're going to repeat those steps all the way around. We're going to be making a puff stitch in the next chain 7 space, chain 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, and chain 2. We're going to be repeating that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. Once you've reached the end of your round 11, go ahead and join with the slip stitch in this first puff stitch here. For round 12, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this chain 4 is going to count as a treble crochet. Make 2 more treble crochet in the top of that same puff stitch. Chain 3. We're going to be making 3 treble crochet in this chain 1 space here. So in between these 2 sets of 3 double crochet, this chain 1 space here, we're going to make 3 treble crochet in that chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, make 3 treble crochet in the top of the next puff stitch, so right here. Chain 3, make 3 treble crochet in the chain 1 space in between these 2 sets of 3 double crochet. Chain 3. We're going to repeat those same steps, 3 treble crochet in the top of the next puff stitch, chain 3, 3 treble crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and we're going to repeat those steps 10 more times until you've reached the beginning of your round, and I will meet you back there. And once you have reached the end of your round 12, we're going to finish with a slip stitch in the top of chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and here is 4 from the beginning. Go ahead and join with a slip stitch to complete your round. To get started on round 13, go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to form a loop with a slip stitch in the third treble. So this one right here, 1, 2, 3. Form a loop with that slip stitch. Puff stitch in the next chain 3 space, so make a puff stitch right here. Chain 1. And make a slip stitch in the next treble, so this one right here. You might have to adjust your puff stitch just to make sure you can see that treble crochet. Chain 5. Form loop by making a slip stitch in this third treble crochet here. Make 3 double crochet in this next chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch in next treble crochet. And we're going to repeat those same steps 11 more times. Chain 5, join with a slip stitch to form loop in the third treble crochet, puff stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 1, slip stitch in the next treble crochet, chain 5, and join to form loop with a slip stitch in the third treble crochet, 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space and slip stitch in the next treble crochet. We're going to repeat those steps another 11 times, and I will meet you at the end of the round. And once you've made your final 3 double crochet, you're going to be joining with a slip stitch in the base of your chain 5 here. So go ahead and finish off with a slip stitch. And now we are ready for our last round, round 14. To get started with round 14, we're going to make 4 single crochet in this chain 5 space here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, make 3 single crochet in each of these 3 spaces above your puff stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Next, make 4 single crochet in this chain 5 space. And then you're going to make a single crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And we will repeat those same steps all the way around. 4 single crochet in the next chain 5 space, 1 single crochet in each of the 3 spaces above the puff stitch, 4 single crochet in the next chain 5 space, and 3 single crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. Go ahead and repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of the round. And once you've made your final 3 single crochet of the round, go ahead and join with a slip stitch in that first single crochet. You can fasten off and weave in your ends, and then you can steam it if you'd like. It helps it lay a little bit flatter. Thank you so much for joining me for this crochet doily tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love it if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.